So it's really been feeling like my perception of time is broken, and it's been this way for about a year, but it has just been getting more severe, kind of like exponentially. And I feel like I finally thought of a good analogy to describe what's going on. And I don't know how common this is or if people experience this regularly or not, because I don't really speak to humans too frequently, so I'm going to share this a bunch. In 2022, it's as if I had a TiVo, and I started to like jam fast forward on the TiVo, and I couldn't tell that it was working. Like, I thought that things were just normal still. And so it goes into like times 2, and it's like, times 4, times 8, times 16. It's like, things are really changing here. And let's say you get to like times 64 speed, which is almost what things feel like for me right now. So you'll just see like frames of what normally is just like a day. And now, like, 2 months feels the same as what, like, 1 day used to. I know the chronology because I've documented everything I've done in the last, like, year on this channel, and I have it laid out specifically in order. However, I feel like 4 days ago and 4 months ago, there's almost no difference in feeling for those for me. It's like once something is in my past, it feels so far away from me. And then as things get farther back, it's just like, oh, that feels like an entirely different life. Like anything over a year ago, I'm just like, huh? And I think there's some likely things that are contributing to this. Number one, as you get older, time does start to move faster. That's kind of a documented phenomena. Also, if you are very routine-based, this is something that I think is a little bit more common because things will start to blend together, and it's kind of the chunking part of your memory where if things are similar, they just kind of are pre-jacked together and all start to feel the same. And I've done the same thing for 336 days, trying to do different things with it each time, but I've kept myself to that. And also, if you're extremely gasha-doo-doo, your mind is kind of always locked in and engaged and never gets a break. And with the nature of this series, I'm always having to think about, okay, what do I have to do today, all the things I have to do today, and then what do I have to do tomorrow, and that's all I can focus on. I can't think of what's going on in the past except for what could trip me up. And so I'm very engaged in the present at like all times, but it makes the past feel like it's just not the same at all. So that's been like a big simplextra of this series and how it's kind of warped a lot of things. And the word that I want to create for this, to get to the point, is Pastorward, because it's really when your past gets put into fast forward and kind of loses its normal sense and distance in its feel in your mind. Because it does also feel like I've lost a dimension. It's kind of like it was in 3D and now it's in 2D. I can see everything, but I don't know the depth of it and how far away it is from me now that just things have changed. So there's a look into my mind for today and how strange everything has got. I don't forget anything, but it's all so far away. Maybe Mountain Dew could help make some of this worth it. Song of the day is Mountains by Hans Zimmer. I would have done Time by Hans Zimmer, however that was one of the early selections in Whip's picks for Song of the Day, and so I decided to go with this one because it does feel like it has a very prominent time element to it as well, kind of with the ticking at the start that continues. And it's a very epic song that builds on itself, as you know I love a classical piece from Interstellar, the soundtrack to that movie. There's more of a long-winded version of it called Tick-Tock as well, by Hans Zimmer, that is also good, but this one's a little more short, to the point. And he has some pieces of music that are just really good at expressing time, making some anomalies throughout it as well. Another masterpiece out of Hans. Now for the video of the day. It is Dennis's Untethered Rage. This comes from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is a TV show I've never watched a full episode of even. Everything I've seen from it is just out of context little clips, And the clips are always gold, and this is a really good one. I love just kind of like the old-fashioned speech that he just bursts into to let his rage come out. And I feel like it's probably a show I should watch with how many hilarious moments I've seen from it. This is a fabulous quote that will probably make its way into a video at some point, I would imagine, because it's got tremendous meme ability, very funny. That's what we got for the Daily Do. Peace out.